Hi, good morning. This is Scott Hunsaker with Caldwell Bank Preferred. If you're watching this video, you've probably been searching for your home via some of the major search engine sites like Zillow and Realtor.com and Trulia. They're pretty much known by everybody, and 92% of buyers start their search for a home online, so it's the obvious place to go. But just recently, I've had some clients approach me and say, "Hey, listen, I'd like to go take a look at this property. Found it online. We love it, and we think it's the home for us. So let's go take a look." And I go to check on it or make an appointment, and we find out that, lo and behold, the particular home they're interested in is already under contract and is pending. So when I tell folks this, they go, "Well, I don't understand. On Zillow, on Trulia, it's showing that this home is for sale. How could it not be for sale? Right there, it says it right on the computer screen. It's for sale. Why are you telling me this is pending? How can we get in to take a look at it?" And I have to explain to them that the MLS service, the local MLS service, is where all the agents put the information directly into. And then it actually syndicates out to all these different websites. And a lot of different websites, so it's not just the majors, Zillow and Trulia and all those, New York Times, the Philadelphia paper, etc., their online version, all syndicates out to those particular spots. And that syndication can take anywhere from 24 to 48 hours to get out onto these major websites. So, getting information a little bit late, and it can be a little bit frustrating. So, how can we get that information a little bit quicker than everybody else? And there is a way, and I'll let you in on that here in a few minutes. The other thing that my clients have approached me on is that they're going through this search process and they're seeing the same homes over and over again on Zillow and Realtor.com and Trulia and some of the other majors that are out there. And they go, how can I save 70 to 80% of that time that I'm spending going through those lists over and over and over again? The other thing that I'm finding is that people are looking for different information, going to Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com and homepads.com and whoever it might be to try and find some additional information on the home. They feel like they're not getting the whole picture. So there is a way to address these different issues, and just want to fill you in on what that is. So individual agents, some of them do have their own websites, and they have what they call an IDX feed. That IDX feed gets information directly from the MLS, the local MLS service. So they get it quicker than what some of the major services do that are going through the syndication service. By the way, for our area, Trend MLS, they use a syndication service called ListHub. Now, ListHub happens to be owned by Realtor.com, so it is a little bit quicker to go to Realtor.com, but it can still be up to 24 hours just to get the information through Realtor.com. It turns out the same ownership has ListHub and Realtor.com. It's actually owned by Rupert Murdoch, which is the same ownership that I believe has the Wall Street Journal. So they've got the market cornered, and they're not playing so nicely right now with Zillow and Trulia. I'm sure that'll straighten itself out in the future, but that's why it takes a little longer for Zillow and Trulia as well to get the information. So anyway, what's the answer? Well, shameless self-promotion here. BeatMeHomeScotty.com is one of those websites that has the IDX search capability, so you get the information quicker. Is it possible that it still could be pending or active or under some sort of contingency? It is, but the delays should be a lot shorter in terms of the information. I think we update something like every 15 minutes. So yeah, it could still happen, but the likelihood is a lot less. this if you're going to an individual agent searches, website search, if they're tied directly to the IDX and they have that feed. If they're a Zillow site that they have set their website set up on a Zillow site, well then they're going to face some of the same delays. So, but if they have the IDX feed, it should be a lot quicker. So anyway, you can do your search here, find a home, and you can get that information updated. But you say to me, hey, listen, I'm still on your website going through the same properties over and over again. Well, how do I eliminate that? Well, here's an interesting way to do that. If you go up here into the upper left-hand corner and you hit the buy button, not that you're buying a home right now, you're not committing to buy anything here, you're just doing your searches. Well, you can actually sign up and register on the site. If you do register on the site, it gives you the capability to set up, and I'm just going to go ahead and sign in here, but it gives you the capability to sign up for listing alerts. Just get here. And when you sign in, you'll see your listing alerts set up here. You have a tab for any saved homes, and I'll explain how you get some of that insider information that you can't get anywhere else. By searching all those other different websites, you're not getting the whole picture. We can find out how to get the whole picture, and I'll show you here. So anyway, the home alerts, you can set it up so that you can get it at the frequency you want, twice a day, twice per week, weekly, twice a month, or once a month. I mean, if you're just, sort of curious what's out there on the market and you want to check every once in a while, you can set it up for once a month. Well, by setting up these alerts and putting the information in there, you will only get what's new and what may be changing in terms of the price changes. You're not seeing all those homes over and over and over again. So, I hope that could help you shorten up your search time as well as it does for my current clients. Now, in terms of those homes that are saved, if you save a particular home here, I do some advanced searches for my clients. I can give them information on valuations, via the realtor's valuation model. This is automated. Then I can also do comp analysis and compound a particular property and take a look at what other homes are selling for in that particular area, so you don't overpay for a home. The other interesting thing that we can get is we can actually find out how many days these properties have been on the market. Can find that out directly in the MLS here. In addition, there's some additional details here. Seller's property disclosures are here, and if you've never seen a seller's property disclosure, this is what it looks like. It gives information on the ownership, how many people have occupied the house, if there are HOA fees, etc., so that we can find that out. If there were any repairs on the roof, information on the basement, structural items, all sorts of good stuff here in this particular document. And this isn't posted up and on the internet so that the public can actually find it. So we can get you those seller's property disclosures if you have an interest in a particular property. And usually if you save it, I'm going to probably do a quick video on that particular property and just some of this insider information. So if we take a look here at the history on this particular property, we can see if it was previously listed. We can see how long it's been on the market, what the price changes were, etc. This probably isn't a great example on this particular one. Let's take a look in another one and see if this has a little more history. So here it was just put on the market, but you can see that in this particular case, it was actually on the market previously and was withdrawn. And so we can take a look at that information. We can also see the pricing that was out there before. So it went active for $468,000 in this one, and it's dropped to $448,900. So we can take a look at that history. The other nice thing is we can go into our public record search, which gives some additional and unique information that you might not be able to see on the regular public records. So for example, I can see this one, it was withdrawn, it's active again. it's been out there on the market. I can see, what sort of mortgage has been recorded against the property. So they have a mortgage amount of $249,500. I can see it was previously bought for $444,000. So you can see here they're trying to sort of stay above the number that they previously paid for it. It gives me all the details on the house, just like it does before. It gives me the tax rates here. Why would this be important, in terms of the mortgage amount and when the mortgage was taken out? It gives us an idea of how much equity is in the home and sort of what flexibility the people might have in terms of the price. As well as with these previous listings, sometimes there are other pictures on here that aren't currently up and on the net. We can get you that info. So, if some of this inside information seems like it might be attractive to you, well, the easy way to get that again is to just go to the website. And when you're doing your search here, all you have to do is go over to this box and you can hit Save This Home. And of course, you can print it. You can even request a visit. So if you request a visit, I'll get an automatic notification. I'll schedule it. We'll talk about timing, of course, and this is sort of helpful when you save these homes or request a visit. We can line up a tour for a particular day. So, but again, that insider information, once you save this home, I'll send you a quick video on that particular home with some of this insider information. So that's how you would go ahead and get that additional info. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have any comments or you need some additional information or want to talk about this a little bit more, give me a call at 484-945-3140. I look forward to working with you. And if you're working with somebody else and just using the website here, feel free. Love to have you. Just want to help if we can. We're here when you need us. So, give us a shout. Talk to you soon. Take care. Have a great day.